Congratulations. I see that your song No 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 has been playing leapfrog all the way up the charts with Celine Dion, no less, of the Titanic theme, and now you are with Boys to Men. I mean, you keep pretty impressive company, don't you?
Thank you.
Is this a surprise to you? I mean, does it seem real to you yet, or is it still something of a bit of a dream?
It doesn't seem real yet. Yeah. Not yet.
It's a dream come true, actually.
I think that we all knew deep down that our first single and our album would be successful, but once it started happening and people actually start, I want that Destiny's Child CD, I like Destiny's Child, we're like, oh my God, because we just recently went to Great America and there were like groups of people around us asking for our autographs, and we're like, oh my God, this is not happening to us. People are not running up to us asking us for our autographs.
Well, I'm sort of relieved to hear you answer that first question, because I actually understood what you said, and I was thinking to myself, here I am from Britain, you're from Houston, I thought we were going to need a translator. And I thought, well, maybe we could run subtitles.
We don't talk like this.
Don't you start doing that too.
Everybody thinks essentially from Texas you're supposed to wear the cowboy hat with the boots.
Cowboy boots and have little hay coming out your mouth. That's not us.
Even though we can get a little country.
We can get
Well, I'm
country.
pleased to hear that.
Watch some of the words. You might not be able to understand.
Look, there are lots of ways in which you are obviously very much alike, but let's start off by maybe having you introduce yourselves and telling me maybe a little bit what makes you different from the others. Kelly, why don't you kick it off? Yeah, I mean, I've introduced you, but introduce yourself again.
Okay, Kelly, and I guess what differs me from the rest of the girls is my sensitiveness.
I saw that, and I was going to say to you, how does that express itself?
I'm really sensitive. I'm really mushy. Like, we'll be putting away groceries, and I'll be like, gosh, I love you guys. And I'll be like, oh, Kelly. But you always have to have a moment like that, you know, just to let them know and reassure them, you know, you guys mean a lot to me. You know, I love you guys. And also the fact that I'm the second lead vocalist of the group, and that's about it.
I'm Latavia. I sing the bottom, and I'm also the spokesperson of the group. And I guess I'm what everyone calls the diva. Miss Sassy Lassie.
Actually, I noticed that you're a Scorpio.
Yes.
And I'm not even going to attempt the way you would say it, but the one that's real with you.
Yeah, you know, I keep it real.
Yeah.
If, you know,
now, Scorpios can sting as well, can't they? How does that
Yeah,
show up
they
in the
can.
group? I mean, how do you sort of influence what happens in the group?
She doesn't let nobody talk to us crazy.
I mean, you know, I say I'm real with you. If someone does something like they say something that's completely out of line, I'll be like, hey, why you say that? It was uncalled for. You need to go. This, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not a mean person at all.
No.
I think that people expect me to be mean because I'm a Scorpio, but actually I'm kind of sensitive, y'all. On the real.
Yeah, she
Really, sometimes.
She runs when she knows she really sensitive.
Hi, I'm Latoya, and I'm the crazy soprano of the group. I'm the one that keeps everybody laughing. There's never a dull moment. Not you
I
care.
noted that, and it said crazy, and I thought, no, you've got a song title there. Tell me more.
No, I'm very hyper, very energetic. There's always something to laugh about when I'm around. I'm the stank one, but they are all crazy, so they cannot even front. And why are you hitting me around it? No, they are all crazy. Once it gets late, we all start going a little bonkers.
Like me and Latoya had a concert on the bus. We had all kind of music playing. We were just dancing.
We don't get to go to parties a lot anymore, so we had our own
We made our own party.
It
was a DCP.
And my mom was like, y'all need to go sit down somewhere and go to sleep.
Latoya was climbing from bunk to bunk, just jumping everywhere.
I went to the front and I looked back. Latoya was hanging like
I was like, oh
I was like, Mama, what is she doing?
I am a Spider Woman. Check it out in the second video.
By a process of elimination, you obviously are Beyonce, which I did know. You are a Virgo, so you have my deepest sympathy. I'm one too, which means you're probably a perfectionist, and
Yes,
you're
I
probably
am.
an organizer, and those are not always easy or popular things to be. Are you also sort of like the mother figure of the group?
Yes,
I figured.
yes, I am. Whenever something needs to be done, I'm the one to say, "Come on, y'all, we gotta do this, we gotta do that." Just try to keep everything together, and I am very much so a perfectionist. Too much of a perfectionist sometimes.
I know the feeling.
I have to work on that.
Okay, now we know who everybody is. I want to come back to the CD in a minute, but let's start off at the beginning. You formed the group, Beyonce and Latavia formed the group in 1990. At that time, was it anything other than just a couple of kids having fun? I mean, when you started at that young age, how old were you? 10? Did you have
We were actually, what, 8? 9?
10,
9.
around there.
Did you have any idea that you actually were going to take it really seriously right from the word go, or was it just fun?
It was
It
fun.
was fun.
But we really were serious. I mean, we made it fun at the same time. But we were very, very serious because even before we were singing together, Latavia was singing at her house on the fireplace, and I was singing in competitions, and we were really serious about it. And we met each other in the auditions, and we were very serious about it. We performed every week, and it was fun, but at the same time serious.
And how did you grab the other two and get them involved?
I met Kelly in 92 in elementary school, and I went over her house and we were playing Barbies in the closet, and I heard her singing "I'm Your Baby Tonight" by Whitney Houston, and I was like, oh my God, you can sing, girl. I was like, you gotta come try out for our group. So after Kelly went to the trial, she joined the group, and Beyonce knew LaToya from elementary school and Girl Scouts, and they were singing together, they were both Pinocchio in a play on different nights, and Beyonce asked LaToya to try for the group, and she joined, and we've been singing together now for, it'll be 7 years on July 4th.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's amazing. It does actually account for the very great sound that you've got, but we'll come to that in a minute.
Thank you.
What puzzles me is, well, not puzzles me, interests me, is where were your families and all this? I mean, if most teenagers that I know go to their parents and say, hey, Mom, I'm going to travel around North America wearing sneaky dresses and singing songs, and they're going to say, yeah, right, that's really going to happen. So how did this all come? I mean, were they supportive from the word go, or did they need a little bit of convincing?
Our parents are very supportive, and they're very involved. Beyonce's father is the manager. Beyonce's mom is the hairstylist and clothing stylist. So the slinky, our parents don't think we dress
We don't
slinky or
go
anything.
and buy something and I let
our
them
parents
see it.
are there, and my mom is a chaperone. She's with us all the time, and Kelly's mom and LaToya's mom, they help with the tours, help us get dressed and everything.
So it becomes a family event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's a family affair. All of our parents are very supportive. They have no problems with the way that we dress or anything. They have the say so. If we want to,
And that's what counts.
Yeah.
If the parents say that we can
They're
wear it.
There's an
definitely
object lesson out
involved.
there, I think. When you were on Star Search, you stated, they made us do a rap song although we wanted to sing. Have you now got to the point where people can no longer tell you what you're going to do? I mean, have you got enough now clout to say, hey, no, this is what we're going to do?
I think you never have enough clout to say that, but I mean, we have enough clout to say if we're not gonna. Yeah, we do.
Good.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking about it. Yeah, we do. I mean,
Well, maybe that's a revelation to you. And hey, people arrived on the
But we know how to do it though. We don't.
it's
right.
not. We don't want to be divas and like
yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah,
not
we
doing
know
that.
how to say it. We aren't gonna say, look, we're not doing that. You're gonna do it our way.
It's like we know
Yeah.
who we are, and if anybody tries to have us be something that we're not, for ourselves, we don't do that. I mean, like if they had us singing something sexual or something inappropriate for us, our age, we won't sing.
We
it.
know how to politely say, no, that's not our vibe.
And if it's
or
some
not
curse
change
words
it.
or something
Right.
that we don't want to be, then we don't sing that. And if somebody tried to have us rap or something like that, we'll do that because
It
that's
fits.
fine.
It
But
does fit, yeah.
anything
everyone-
that doesn't fit our boundaries and fit what we have, and if it goes out of our boundaries, then we won't.
For everyone that we've worked with, excuse me, I'm sorry, has been really open and allowed us to give input, so it's been cool.
I think that's the way it should be. I mean, you are, after all, the people who've got to get out there and do it. But Kelly, you said something interesting. You talked about, as a developing group, having some major disappointments which made you stronger. What sort of thing did you have in mind when you said that?
I think when we did Star Search, that made us a lot stronger. I mean, yeah, we lost, but that was also a turning point in our career when we regrouped and LaToya came in the group. We got new management and we got more serious. Our manager started us on this development camp where we woke up in the morning, went jogging, had voice lessons, practice all day, and it was just to make us stronger and also to prepare us for the future. So that was one of our main turning points.
Good. Well, that brings us to a good point. I want you, the camera, to get a good shot of this. This is your CD, Destiny's Child. What a cute title. I thought about this when I knew I was going to come up and do this interview. I was sitting there to myself thinking, I'm old and they're young, and I'm English and they're American, and I'm from a small C conservative family and you're from a very different background. Where's this going to match? And then I got this and I listened to it, and I'm going to take a few seconds to rave about this because I think you'd either have to be the Grinch who stole Christmas or dead not to enjoy this CD.
Thank you.
It was really great. I mean, for those who don't know, if you haven't got this, go out and get it because it's got great ballads, it's got very toe-tapping tunes, it's got great arrangements, a beautiful arrangement of the old classic Sail On and so on. It's just a great CD, which made me think that, thinking this thing about, different backgrounds, I looked for what was the common theme between my growing up and your growing up, and it seems to me that you've hit it right on the head. I remember growing up this sort of angst over young love, and every one of your songs talk about love. So it seems only appropriate to ask you, are any of you in love right now?
With our work.
No.
Now you said before you have boyfriends. Is there
No.
I mean,
No, we're in love with our family. We're
Right.
in love with most of our. We're in
And with
love
each other, we have each other.
Right.
But we sing about love because, like you said, the common thing, anyone can relate to love. Everyone has lost a loved one. It could be like a 3-year-old kid who lost a dog or anything. They can relate to it. Everyone can relate to love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a
love.
guy
I mean,
It doesn't necessarily have to be a guy.
or a woman.
Oh,
for
now
men.
just a second. What's this about? Come and get my love right now. I want to love you as much as you love me. Isn't that the lyric from No No No? What's that general effect? Hey boy, I'm ready for you now.
Come and get my love. No, it's like,
Oh,
ready
come
to
and
be.
get love is all here for you.
I'm ready to be.
okay.
It's like I'm
Yeah.
ready to be committed to you because the
Yeah.
song is about a guy who's saying no. He's fronting when he's in front of his friends, like,
Yeah.
man, I don't want to be around her, but he really, really likes you, and you're saying that I'm here. I got my love out on the table. I'm ready to be, what you want in a relationship. It's all here for you, so come and get it. But if you fronting when you really want it, then.
And we're hip to the game too. We've had relationships before, so we know how it feels to be in love. I mean, we aren't totally clueless in that area.
Good. I'm pleased to hear that. Now let's deal with something which we can't avoid talking about because it is so much a part of your liner notes and your autographs. This is your very predominant Christian background. But I notice that you've chosen to go the more mainstream route. What guided that choice?
It's just us. What you see is what you get. And we didn't really plan out how we wanted to come out and how our songs wanted to come. We wanted to make sure that the album was diverse. And we wanted to make sure that everybody can relate to us. And we recorded 33 songs to get the 12 that are on the album. And we picked out the best. And that how it came out, that's just us. It's us. We were just ourselves with our clothes, with our image, with our singing, with everything. We just give you us.
Time is pressing and we've got a definite time limit on this. So there are a couple of other areas I'd like to touch on very briefly. The first thing that crossed my mind listening to the album, as I said, I really, really enjoyed it. And there are a lot of very sophisticated effects on there, like reverb and all the rest of it. How are you able to capture that effectively in a stage performance, or is your stage performance very different from what people might hear if they buy your CD?
It's the same.
I think it's the same.
I think actually the stage performance is better because you can really see us do it, and it's dance,
And you can feel it.
it's entertainment, and whatever we have to do to get the audience into it, we're willing to do as long as we stay within
In
our
the boundaries. In the boundaries.
But the stage performance is actually better.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. The song My Time Has Come, you sing that it's too far, it's too fast, it won't last. Does it sometimes feel a little like that for the group at the moment, or is everything totally under control as well? I mean, I know the song goes on in a very positive mode, but it did occur to me that maybe the way things happen in this business, maybe that could echo some of your feelings from time to time.
When we first started out, there were a lot of people, because it took us, 4 years to get a record deal, and then 2 years to record the album after we got the record deal. There were a lot of people like at school saying, oh, y'all been doing this for so long, y'all not gonna ever get a record deal. When are y'all gonna come out? Yeah, I haven't heard y'all's little CD yet, you know. So that song, when we heard that song, it was appropriate because we could, you know, like justify that. We knew, you know, that was exactly what happened to us. People said that, but we knew in our hearts that if we stuck with it and if we worked really, really hard, that our time would come. And our time came. Our single came out. Our single went gold. Our single went platinum. Our album came out. It's gold in Canada. It's on its way to gold in the States. Everything is just happening slowly for us, and it's not happening too fast. But our time is slowly coming, and we really give all thanks and praises to God because we know we kept our faith in God the whole 6 years. And He's got us this far, and we know that He'll take us further.
I think you just said something there which I notice every time I talk to groups who seem to have arrived very suddenly. You know, they seem to be overnight successes. I don't think people realise, particularly when you're as young as you are. I mean, I always wonder, what, he's 18 at the moment? I always wonder.
Around there.
Well, I mean,
Around that
a lot
age.
of people, and I raise it because a lot of people would say 18, well, really, what do they know? But you've been working at this, as you say, for 6 years, and the results definitely sharp. It's a very sophisticated sound. Last question, is the inevitable question, I suppose, is where do you go from here? And I don't mean Tacoma, because I know that, but where are you going as a group? You've got another album planned? I mean, what's in the next 12 months for you?
Right now, we're concentrating on this album because it's only been out a couple of months. But we're on the Boys to Men tour, and after we get off of the tour, we go to Europe. As a matter of fact, we go to Europe in a week.
And then go back on the tour.
Then go back on the tour, and then we go back to Europe, back to Japan, possibly to Africa. Then we'll start recording our second album, which we plan on producing a lot more on, and we plan on writing more of our videos and producing more of our videos. One day we want to have our own record company, all 4 of us together, and have our own artists and help some other artists out. Like Clef helped us out, and like Jermaine Dupri helped us out because we have to, you know, do the same thing they did for us.
Well, exactly as Boys to Men are doing, in fact.
Boys to Men.
Yes.
We could be here all day.
SWV,
A lot of artists
guys.
that
So
helped
many
us.
artists that have inspired us and, you know, gave us a lot of words of wisdom, and we do nothing but thank them. And we also want to follow on, you know, what they did for us.
Well, we want to thank you for taking time out of a very busy day.
Thank
And
you.
have a
Thank you.
wonderful concert tonight.
Thank
And,
you.
Come back and see us again.
We
And this
will.
time, take a look at the city because it's worth taking a look
We
at.
will.
Yeah, before we go, we just want to thank everybody out there for helping us in this
Right.
Chicago goal, and please keep supporting us, and please keep us in your prayers.
And please pick
On
it
the
up.
album.
If you don't have it, pick it up.
That's the one. Pick up the one.
That one right there.
Stay tuned.